Greetings, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to 10 at 10. I think it's exactly 10 a.m. Eastern this morning. Come at you for about 10 minutes every day. We go live on Facebook Live. The first time we're in my Facebook group. We're in the big low community in my Facebook group. So this is the spot where you can find us, and there's not a button that I see anymore. There used to be a button to share, which I don't see. So you can share this wherever you want, because I think there's a share button for you. There's just not for me right now. Anyway, we're live in the Big Low community on Facebook Live. We're live on Instagram Live over there, Facebook Live over here. And we are also archived on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, etc. And it's great to be here. It's great to be here. It is miraculous and magical to be here. Do you realize that every moment is magical? Do you realize that every moment is a miracle? Do you realize that our intention to fully try to understand, to fully try to control, to fully try to explain and rationalize every single thing that happens is unnecessary? Do you realize that? I'm here in this moment to support you in realizing and awakening to the magic instead of trying to control it or explain it away. We sometimes call it the wow of the now. Sometimes we call it the wow of the now. So there was a question yesterday. The question was, what's the quickest way to get centered and grounded? What's the quickest way to get centered and grounded? Now, first off, I want to make one point, and then I'll give you the answer to the question. That point is, the quickest way is not always the best way, meaning it's not always the way that's the most sustainable. It's not always the way that integrates. It's not always the way that grounds inside you and becomes a part of your being and becomes the essence of who you are. It's not doesn't become necessarily the foundation of who you are. That would be something that's more sustained, something that's more practiced over time, something that's more of a commitment, discipline, rewiring the neural pathways. So I have supported people with that, and I'll continue to support people with that. That's the way to really truly address the issue at its roots, right? So quickest is not necessarily best, but I will address the question that was asked, which is, what is the quickest way to get centered and grounded? The quickest way to get centered and grounded, there is a clear winner to this inquiry. Let me see what's happening here on I just cannot get this Facebook Live sorted out where I can see people's comments. So I can't see your comments, but just trust I'm telepathically connecting to you and attuning to you, and there's a sense of feeling into. It's a good way to sort of access these higher abilities, right? Like, are we going to need to keep talking in 500 years to each other with these words? I think there'll be deeper ways of communication. Anyway, the fastest way and the quickest way to connect, to ground, to center is, as I said, the clear winner is your breath. Your breath is the quickest, fastest way to get centered and grounded inside yourself. So when you're feeling like you're a bit scattered, when you're feeling like you're lost in your mind, when you're feeling a sense of anxiety, when you're feeling a sense of overwhelm, when you're feeling a sense of worry, when you're feeling a sense of stress, all of these things are grounded in the mind, are grounded in thinking, are grounded in overthinking, are grounded in getting identified and attached to stories, like getting identified and attached to stories of the future, getting grounded, attached and identified to stories of the past, getting attached and identified the stories of who you think you are and who you think you should be and who you think you shouldn't be, getting attached and identified to spinning in the mind, right? And you take a breath. Inhale and you exhale. And you start to bring yourself into the moment. Take a breath. And you bring yourself into the moment. And you start to tune to what's happening right now, right? And what's happening right now is always your center of gravity. What's happening right now is always where you're grounded, is always where you're centered. No matter where you think you may be centered, you know, if you're centered on some idea or some ideology or some belief system, that rug can be pulled out from under you at any moment, right? But the place where you are truly grounded and the place where you are truly centered is in this moment, is in this now, right? So the breath is so powerful. The breath is, I mean, that's why we've been doing these breath work workshops, and just incredible, like the openings that happen for people and the healings that happen for people and the transformations that happen for people and the new ways of seeing things and the new ways of the creative energies that come through and move through. It's so simple that we overlook it. We overlook the power of the breath, right? But if you look at the yogic traditions, if you look at the indigenous traditions, if you look at the different traditions about history, the breath has always been an essential way to connect with the essence of who you are, to connect with the ground, to connect with the source. So learn to breathe. Learn to breathe. Learn to breathe deeply, fully, and wholly. And when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling lost, when you're feeling anxious, when you're feeling stressed, when you're in a tense situation, where is my breath? Where is my breath? A lot of times it's just one full deep breath will make a big difference. You can take 2 or 3. Sometimes we're in a situation where there's not time to, you know, step away necessarily, but just to tune into your breath. I do see a question on Instagram from Danielle. Through the nose or the mouth is better? So good question. There's some controversy around that. Different people prefer different things. My response would be do what feels best for you. I prefer to breathe through the nose because I think the nose is what it's designed for. It's for breathing, right? The mouth is designed for multiple things. Breathing isn't the number one thing, but the nose only really has one function, which is to breathe and to smell. And there's natural, it has a natural filter system inside it. So I like to breathe through the nose, but I will sometimes breathe through the nose and the mouth if I want to get a lot of air in. And there are certain breathwork practices where you teach your breath through the mouth. We actually do one ourselves where you breathe through the mouth. So there's different options. The nariz, right? In Espanol, the nariz. There's different options. I don't think it's like super important. I think the most important thing is to be breathing fully and deeply and trust the way it's coming in and the way it's moving out inside you. A couple notes to if you want to plug in deeper, my Facebook tribe. I'm kicking a few things up to a whole other level. So stay tuned in the next few weeks because it's going to get really good. I'm going to be activating at another level and be offering you just some really beautiful, powerful, potent stuff to take your life to the next level on multiple areas of your life, right? So relationships, work, passion, purpose, financially, physical fitness. It's the integration of wellness, you know, like why do we make these things separate? Why do we make these things? Why do we, you know, it's a whole package of integration together. So we're going to support and inspire each other. And we're doing that in the Secret Glow, the Breakthrough community on Facebook. So there's a link on Facebook Live to join us. If you don't see it on Instagram or you don't see wherever you are, just send me a message. And it's a beautiful community of people supporting each other, inspiring each other to live their actualized best and making breakthroughs in areas of life where they feel fear or anxiety, pushing through, making it happen in a space of love, inspiration, joy, freedom, liberation, activation, actualization, and so forth. And I'm going to offer, this isn't listed here, but I'm going to offer a, not that's the first time, I've been offering it for years, but if you'd like a personally guided meditation from me, by me, you are welcome to send me a message, and I'll send you a link to register on that. And we can get that set up for you next 24 hours. So if you're feeling tense, you're feeling like you want some guidance and to relax and connect and ground and center, send me a message, and I'll lead you in a guided meditation. That's really powerful, and it's been create some great breakthroughs for many people over the years. Let's just take a moment to ground and center in the beauty of this energy together. Thank you all so much for being here, and I will see you the same time tomorrow.